how we propel our business, whether we're an entrepreneur, whether you're an actor. It's all performance based, how you show up.
I think that the biggest thing that I did, which I recommend everyone to do, is that I was just listening to my instinct. Instincts are always right. Your mind is usually wrong. How well you play the role is going to determine how successful you're going to be. Success is something that you're not really taught. The world doesn't teach you to be successful. The world doesn't teach you to trust your instincts.
Who's your top people that you work with?
Well, the top people is someone who is emotional, passionate, and has an idea that some people think is strange.
Hello, that's me. I'm your person.
I only like to work with people who are unrealistic, because unrealistic people accomplish everything because they're based on emotions.
What was that pivotal moment in your career that you said, this is what I want to do? This is how I want to empower people?
To achieve greatness, you have to be willing to live in uncertainty, and people don't like that.
Welcome to Make Things Happen with Diana Pagano. I came from struggle, living life on survival mode, and later found myself living in that same vicious cycle. Life is meant to be so much more than settling. Are you ready to stop dreaming for what could be and turn those dreams into reality? I thought so. Well, get ready to live life on your terms. Hello and welcome on this episode with Bernard Hiller. You're in for a real treat. He brought some next level energy, some great perspective that really fundamentally will change your life in the way that you see yourself and the way that you treat yourself, really. He is an amazing, legendary Hollywood acting coach and performance trainer, but he's so much more. There's so many things that he's doing. There's events that are coming up. You definitely want to be in the room because the energy he is about is not just, it doesn't just stay with him. He will absolutely change your life, regardless of what business you're in, what you're looking to do. So I hope you stay to the end because I'm telling you, this episode you will not want to miss. He is the #1 transformational, world-renowned business speaking coach. And he is a trainer to all the movie stars, well, a lot of the movie stars. And he's recommended by Leonardo DiCaprio, Samuel Jackson, and so many more. I'm so honored to have him on today's podcast.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I knew you before, and I'm so happy to see all the great things you're doing. So I'm very impressive.
Thank you so much. I'm so impressed by you. I was like, oh my gosh, we're having someone that is well connected in Hollywood and a lot of, entrepreneurs that seek you out for, performance coaching and all that stuff. So tell me about your journey. I know that Make Things Happen podcast is all about how we as humans show up for ourselves, for others, right? And how we propel our business, whether we're an entrepreneur, whether you're an actor, maybe aspire to be, it's all performance based, how you show up, regardless of
the idea is that I think that the biggest thing that I did, which I recommend everyone to do, is that I was just listening to my instinct. Instincts are always right. Your mind is usually wrong. And I've listened to my instinct since I was 4 years old. And my instinct told me that I should pursue performance. And that started me in the journey of performing on Broadway, training, and learning how to be an actor, a singer, a dancer, everything. But I took so many lessons, which really transformed me into the person I needed to become to achieve what I want. And I have to tell you that that has served me so well, because now that for the last 15 years, I've gone out to business people or public speaking coaches or other people who are doing TED Talks. I can teach them the secrets of what I learned, how to become a dynamic and unforgettable speaker. Because once you are standing up, we're performance. And by the way, we're all playing parts. You're playing a role, you're talking to me, being a tremendous interviewer, but then you also are a girlfriend, a wife, a mother, and that's a different role. And how well you play the role is going to determine how successful you're going to be. And that's what I've become aware of and train and teach people, that success is something that you're not really taught. The world doesn't teach you to be successful. The world doesn't teach you to trust your instincts. And I would say my journey has been the fact that I also had incredible parents. My parents, which was a little bit unusual. They never told me I did anything wrong. So I thought everything was possible. So even if other people didn't believe in me, they believed in me. And so I just went for it. And I would say that I had two things going for me. One, I trusted my instincts. And two, I'm in the miracle business.
I love that.
present themselves, and this door opened and that door opened, and I met this person and that person, and then I got to work with these people, and I got to work, and I've worked in 26 different countries and working with some of the biggest stars, business stars, public speaking people who want to learn what are the secrets of what it takes to be unstoppable.
To be unstoppable. And thank you so much. I love what you shared about how you believed that you can do anything. And I
Yes.
think that a lot of us, right, some people aren't as privileged to have good parents that, never put barriers on us, right? Like I grew up in San Diego. My parents were struggling entrepreneurs. I share my story a lot. And that's me as a kid at 3 years old, at 10 years old, at 12 years old, at
Of
15,
course.
just believing that life had to be hard. And so I
Right.
love that you share that, because that's the biggest thing, is how we show up is fundamentally a lot goes back to our belief system and what we
Absolutely. If
believe.
you think it's impossible, it is impossible.
Right.
Now, there's a movie that I'm very upset with. I don't know. Maybe you've heard of
Oh,
this, called Mission Impossible. Have you heard
I
about this?
have heard of that movie.
You like that movie?
I should I say it here on
Yes.
live on?
You can say
I
yes. Yes.
personally have not been a fan of Mission Impossible, but you know why?
But
Because they keep coming out with versions and I haven't gotten to the first one yet.
I know, but
So,
but but people like that movie, don't
but
they?
they do. My
They
husband
do
loves
like
it.
it. But I'm very upset with it.
Why are you
Because I
upset?
think the title is something strange. It says Mission Impossible, but don't they
Oh,
get it
okay.
people at the end? They always seem to capture the guy who has the one button,
Yes.
blows up the world, and just before he grabs it, I said, "Wait a minute! You said it was Mission Impossible."
He
So
made
it's
it happen. How is it impossible?
yeah, it should be called Mission Possible. They
I
they they
love that. Oh my
it's
gosh.
false advertising. That's what it is,
You are
and
speaking my language.
and that's what people are thinking, that it's impossible, but nothing's impossible. He just did it. He just found the needle in a haystack
The needle
in
in the
some
haystack.
country, and he's jumping out of planes. And he really teaches you, because life is whatever you think it is. If you
Oh
think
my
it's
goodness.
impossible, it's impossible. But that movie is a very funny movie, because
It is.
they always get at the end. They always get. They don't
And
go like, "Well, we blew up the world. That's the end of that."
I love that you talked about something that people think, oh my gosh, is it really that bad? No, it's all language. My gosh, language that we see, language that we tell ourselves. I mean, you just mentioned, I don't like it because it's mission impossible, but that makes such a huge impact in our results. Would you say? I mean, when you talk about language of how it was titled, what
Well,
other areas does that show up?
and I was saying it as a joke. Of course, what
Yes.
happens is that every dream, every idea always seems impossible. That's it. And actually, you don't actually have a dream if no one thinks it's impossible. If you don't think it's impossible, you don't actually have a dream. You have an idea. So it goes through three
Yes.
stages. Everything I wanted is that I came to the United States. I didn't speak English. We had no money. We had no connections. We didn't do anything. So everything always seems impossible. If you tell somebody something, it seems impossible. That's
It
good.
seems impossible, right?
Then it's inevitable. What happens is that there's a stage where it goes from impossible, improbable, and to inevitable, which is eventually it will get there. And that's where
Always.
I've been there. Yeah, it's always like everything was. I mean, I only like to work with people who are unrealistic, because unrealistic people accomplish everything because they're based on emotions. If you're based
Mm.
on logic, logic doesn't really work. One of the things of powerful speaking and successful entrepreneurs is that I need emotional people. Emotional people don't care about facts. They don't care what's going on. And you're not, you, my little Diana, is not emotional enough. Get more emotional and more
I
things
love it.
start happening.
Ah,
Get more
I
emotional.
need you. I need you in my office. I was telling my
No,
team
I
this
need you to
morning.
get more emotional, because emotional people are
Yes,
unstable. I'm just a very emotional person. And right now I'm going to the Vatican asked me to come and do a workshop.
amazing.
They're giving me a workshop. They want to celebrate spirituality, creativity, and talent.
Mm,
All the gifts God gives you that people don't use. And they want to celebrate that. So I'm going to put something like that together. And that's what it all seems. It seems that you need to follow your heart and instinct, but you're taught, be logical, be safe, do this, do that. And you're kind of living in fear, because
absolutely.
you have to achieve greatness, you have to be willing to live in uncertainty. And people don't like that. And I've been living in uncertainty for the last 30, 35 years that I've been in this business. I've only had uncertainty,
I love
but
that.
I've been successful because I've just trusted the universe that it's going to show up, and they
And
show
I
up.
love that you mentioned that you believe you live a life with miracles, because things come up out of here. You got this opportunity, and you're speaking my language. I was talking to my team today because I've been in sales my whole life, and I'm always like, we're all emotional creatures. Some of us just let it go come out, right? Emotions move you. And so I love so
Right,
much
but
you're
I think
speaking my
this
language.
well, no, there's a feeling about
Mhm.
emotions that don't be so emotional, don't let
Mm.
emotions overtake you. And I'm saying you're completely wrong because the people who are successful, who I've dealt with, are very
Yes.
emotional
Right.
and achieve things. And the more emotional you are, the more unstoppable you are.
More
If
unstoppable
you're
you. I love
emotional,
it.
wait, when you're emotional, you're connected to your inner power. And
Mm.
people are not emotional enough, which is why they come and see me. That's why I have workshops. I have
To get
workshops.
them to be more emotional. Emotion
Absolutely.
being emotional is your friend.
No, connects you to your power. We're not even mentioning it. If you
Okay.
want to have inner power, you need to be emotional. You cannot have inner power without emotion. It doesn't work. That's my specialty. I'm able to understand the subconscious, understanding what makes people tick. And
Mm.
I'm able to understand how to unlock you. That people are taught to not be emotional, not do this. That you're taught what not to do.
What
I
not
like
to
to
do.
talk to people what to do
What to
because
do.
1% of the population is happy, working, doing the impossible. And I have to think of all the people who are unrealistic, which is why we have Zoom, why
Mm.
we have iPhones. Everybody thought everything was crazy. And
Right.
then people like it, which is the ultimate person, Jesus. They thought he was crazy.
They
They
did.
killed him. And then all of a sudden, Jesus is everywhere, everywhere. Well, now
Everywhere.
he's brilliant. What was he before? He wasn't brilliant before. And so there's a kind of feeling that people just, he was willing to say things that no one said before. But the truth doesn't need to be defended. You don't need to defend yourself. If
I
this is
love
how
that.
you feel, you got to go for it. But courage is a choice. See, no one's born with courage. You have to,
No,
it's a choice you have to make. And I
I
help
love
people
that.
find their courage. And it starts with emotion and it starts with self-loving
I
yourself.
love that because you want to go into your future with boldness. If you don't have boldness, you're going to fold at the first little hiccup that you encounter. And
But
you touched
boldness,
a lot on that.
but boldness is a life choice. It's something you do every day. It's not something you do here.
Mm,
It's
mm.
something you do as an entrepreneur. It's got to be part of your life. I
Part of
want
your
to,
habits every day, every day.
well, what I train people is how to become the person you need to be to accomplish what you want. Here's your
Mm,
dream, goal, idea. Here's
mm.
where you are. Now, if you were living at this level, you could just walk right in. But most people are just constantly looking up all the time because they did not change themselves. Because every dream, idea, goal forces you to transform yourself to become the person that succeeds.
That succeeds. You can't stay the same. We weren't meant to stay the same, right, Bernard?
But no, someone's got to teach you. It doesn't, you need some, if you wanted to learn Greek, you can't just go to bed. You got to actually learn.
No, you got to do
To
the
learn.
work. You got to get the headphones
Well,
on
no,
or
you got to
something.
learn. You got to learn what to do, and you got to learn from the best people who've been to the mountaintop. You got to find
Absolutely.
connect with.
So
Uh,
what is your major thing what you do? I know you coached a lot of amazing Hollywood actors. You have, the speaking thing where you talk to speakers like myself even to become
right.
better speakers, more meaningful impact and delivery.
Mhm.
Who is your ideal person? Is it your like who's your top people that you work with?
Well, the top people is someone who is emotional,
Hmm.
passionate, and has an idea that some people think is strange. Because
Hello, that's me.
then,
I'm your person.
then I'm totally with you. Because I've never have worked with anybody who didn't succeed. Because when you have an idea that comes from the heart,
Yes.
from your instincts, not your mind so much.
Mm. Your
That's
heart.
the person. Yeah, the idea is that I don't. I have a team of people that I have who are also coaches from my studio, but to get hold of me, I need to feel like you are ready to go all the way. I'm looking
Right.
for a world champion. I'm
Yes.
looking for somebody who wants to be a world champion, and see, successful people are always willing to do things that other people would never do. One of the biggest things I can
Mm.
tell you is successful people always ask for help. Average
Always.
don't. So if you're not asking for help, you are not going to be the greatest ever. It's impossible. And I'm working with the greatest, and they have coaches. Some of them call me, but some of them call other people. And the idea is
Of
that you
course.
always call because you are born as a child screaming for help. You're
Mm.
not born going, I got this. Don't worry. I'm all right. I'm a baby. I got it. No,
I
you
love
need
that.
help. And the idea is that you need help, and successful people always ask for help
I
from
love
the
that. That's
best.
amazing. Amazing. Look, so well said. My gosh, I wish I had 5 hours with you. I'm so pumped right now. Like I was talking to my team. So I've been in sales my whole life, literally since I was 3 years old in San Diego. I memorized my parents' sales presentation underneath the dining
What
room
were you
table.
selling? What were you
True
selling?
story.
What were
My
you
parents
saying?
were selling Renoware at the time. It's stainless steel pots and pans. The most quality that Neiman Marcus doesn't even can't compare to the quality of these pots and pans. I
Uh,
have pots in my kitchen that are 40 years old. The point is, I've been in sales my whole life. I told my team, I said, you are acting. When you are on a call with a customer, you are acting and you are there to deliver, value and contribute, whatever I said. And so you speak my language about emotions and how, you gotta get out there and go make this happen. So if you're talking to someone that wants to have bigger performance in their business, maybe they're in sales, maybe they're not a speaker, what would you say is the top things that they should do? So if someone wants to increase their performance, and you talked to a lot of things, and I love that you mentioned talking from the heart, because that's nothing
are we talking live or on the phone or present or speaking? What are we speaking about?
I would say,
Public speaker?
on the phone, maybe on the phone. Let's start with on the
Well, you
phone.
know what it is? You have to realize that you have to add a certain type of value. Okay, first of all, uh, miracles, which I'm in the business of, happen through other people.
Mm,
And you have to actually be good with people. I have found a lot of people don't like people. And so they're not good with it. They just have bad experiences. Some people like, their
true.
golden retriever because that
Mm,
didn't fit them, but some of them don't like people. So first of all, you need to sort of like people.
right.
And one of the things that I believe in is there's a sentence which is love your neighbor like yourself.
Mm,
That's a very interesting sentence. So the word that I'm
yes.
focusing on is the yourself. So can you love someone if you don't love yourself? And the answer is no.
No.
So the idea is that you need to take care of yourself and think, what are you going to solve? What problem? I don't like to sell anything. I want to improve their life. I want to give them something that would make things better. Feel like you're going to improve something for them. Because people don't, do you like people to sell you anything?
No, I don't like to be
Right,
sold.
right, and right. So you have to think about giving, sharing. You have to also figure out how does this product that you are going to sell actually going to improve their
Oh,
lives.
it's gonna add value. Yes.
It's going to add to their lives, not
Add to
just
their lives.
here's a
True.
pan, No, you'll take the pan and you'll be able to cook the great meals, and you'll be because why are we celebrating Thanksgiving? Is it about the turkey or is it about the people you get together and you see? I think that sometimes the focus has to be like for something to be successful, you have to tell me how it's going to benefit the world.
Mm,
It's your product helping the world. So
yes.
I would say, you have to tell me, so what do you do? Because that's when people are unmotivated, they feel like they're just pushing something.
Mm,
You have to think like, I'm going to give you a car, sell you a car, but the car brings you to people you love. You travel,
mm.
go to weddings, you go. I mean, there's something you have to think about the bigger picture
The
than
bigger picture.
just like here's a car. And I feel you have to connect to them in a human way because we connect to people from a human way, not just a product. Otherwise, we don't need you on the phone. Just send a piece of paper.
Right. More, it sounds like too, with purpose plays a huge role. What's the purpose behind what you're doing? Right. Not
Well, then
just
the
like,
purpose, you got to feel like what's the purpose for them? How are you going to,
mm,
how is this product going to improve their lives?
yes. Yes.
You have to think about lives, that this would be better. Well, this way, this is a non-stick pan.
Yes.
Eh, No, no, but just that there's a non-stick pan, which means
Hmm.
that you could spend an hour cleaning and you can spend an hour with your family and spend more time with your children. Okay, well, that sounds more interesting than, just not a non-stick pan. Talk about what does that mean? What would that mean for their lives? Not
Going
just
deeper.
the
I
kitchen.
love
Yeah,
that.
go
So,
deeper.
yes, go deeper. I love that because that's really what it's at its core. That's the emotional strings that there's an
Because
experience I'm getting.
well, that's human. That's what I like. I mean,
Yeah.
the idea if you were going to be a girlfriend, if you're going to be my girlfriend, you'd have to tell me in some way, how would it benefit to have you in my life?
Yeah.
If I was going to be your boyfriend, I got to show you something. No, like there's no benefit. I don't make you laugh. I don't bring love. I don't bring passion. Then what do I bring? No, you
What do
have
you
to
bring to the
recognize that
table?
you have to realize that, yeah, I mean, your family, you're kind of stuck with them. But friends and, friends or other people, they have to bring something.
I love you said family, you're kind of stuck with them.
Well, you're kind of stuck with them. I
Family's
mean, you have
everything.
to make it the best you can. But
Of
uh,
course.
I spoke to God yesterday. Must tell you, sometimes I have a
I
conversation. I
love
said,
that.
God, why did you invent friends? And he said, you invented friends to apologize for your family. That's what he
Ah,
said.
that's a good answer. That's a good answer. So,
So I'm saying that if you are calling on the phone, you're not a family member. And you
No.
have to understand that how are you adding value?
How are you adding value? I
Uh,
love that.
How do you add
It's true.
value in life? But it's a
Mhm.
lifestyle. You see, you can't tell someone to be charming on the phone. That's where I feel is a big problem. You're telling people what to do, but it's not their style. And so that's what I train. I go in corporations and retrain them all to actually be kinder to one another because you can only do what you can do. If I
Right.
wanted you to speak Italian now, you're not suddenly going to speak a language you don't know. So kindness, passion, connection, understanding people, it's a lifestyle. You need to learn how to do
It's a
that. And
lifestyle when you connect.
that's what I learned, and that's what I've been teaching other people. That's why they're successful because you have to know who's on the phone and what did they say and what did you say.
Right,
You have
right, right.
to listen
That's
harder than
amazing.
before.
So
Yeah.
a lot of my listeners, they're entrepreneurs, whether they're small business
Yes.
owners, big business owners, coaches, speakers that are on stage, that I get comments or even, private messages. And so speaking and right, if you're a speaker, you could not be a speaker, but you need to have speaking skills because you're presenting a product to your client or a service and you're in person doing a presentation. So whether you're a business owner needing to finesse your speaking skills in person or a speaker wanting to be on stage, what would be where should they start if they say, you know what, just my speaking, I get nervous or whatever, but they want to get better because they know that's a necessary thing that they have to do.
I would say that public speaking is like the number one fear. So I train people in a different way because I want to make you so charismatic, so unforgettable that they can't look away. So we start with the number one thing. How much you love yourself is how much the audience can love you. So
Mm,
right there, we got a big problem. How
yes.
to increase the self-love because the reason people feel uncomfortable getting in front is because they think they're going to think like, oh, you're stupid, you're uncomfortable, you're dumb. Unbeknownst to you, the audience is not thinking anything because they don't really care about you. They're not involved and not
No.
invested in you. You're bringing in old information. So, what I train first is people to fall in love with their talents, with their gifts, because the audience cannot love you more than you love you.
Right.
And so number two, more joy. You have to figure out of learning how is this joyful, and also how to create a story that's interesting. Listen, anybody can get up and talk. That's not a big skill, but to be dynamic,
To be dynamic. Yeah.
well, to bring me. That's what I teach when I'm teaching movie stars. They're great. They're not missing anything, but they're looking at me saying, "How could I be so over the top?" And that's what
Mm,
I train people. So if you want to learn how to be over the top, there's some skills, theatrical skills, because the moment you're sitting, see, when you're sitting, you're not in my business. But the
mm.
moment you stand up, you're in show business. You're on. It's a performance. It's not like you're going to. So what do you think is more important? A little bit more important, the message or the messenger? Slow down.
Mm.
Don't answer so quick. What do you think is more important, the message or the messenger?
I would say the message.
You'd be wrong.
Ah, the
And
messenger and how his delivery or her delivery
no,
is.
no, no, no. Wait a second. Who do you like? Tell me a movie star you like. Any movie star.
Oh, I love Al Pacino.
Okay.
So if you know him, I want to meet him.
Well, he's been to my classes a couple times, but that's not the point. You like Al Pacino, right?
I love Al Pacino. If there's one person I could meet
All
besides
right. Okay.
Bernard, it would be Al Pacino.
Okay. Good. Okay. Now we have to do. Who is somebody you don't like?
Oh gosh, I don't really dislike anyone. I mean, the
Oh no, but
devil
there's somebody out there. There's somebody out there you
that I
don't like.
don't like,
Yeah.
um,
There are people who are really annoying and
obnoxious and
yeah,
annoying.
yeah. And so what happens with I don't want to put you on the spot, but I can think of 10 people who are just obnoxious and annoying. And the moment they speak, you don't really care what the hell they say. See, what happens is the
Mm,
messenger is who you connect with. So if Al Pacino said something, or George Clooney said something, who I've known, it's just like everything they say. I mean, he's just kind, he's gentle, because you're still a human being.
right.
Message is important, but it's never more important than the messenger. Because
Ah,
everyone goes like, "Wow, what a great message!" No, the messenger is the message. If we don't like the messenger, there are people who are sort of loved, and then something comes out about them, and then people don't love them, and then all of a
okay,
sudden,
okay,
you don't
okay.
listen to their music or you don't
Yes,
listen to
yes.
their films. Also, what happened to them? They were not good. Suddenly, they're not talented. It's always the messenger because you're human first. And
I love
so
that
the
you said that. So here, I'm going to backtrack because I got it right the first time, Bernard, and I'm
yes,
going to tell you why. When
yes.
you said that, to me, the message is all about the delivery. To me, it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. So I think
So
that
is that.
that's
But I agree with you. But it's also how to structure it.
how to
How to
structure it. Yeah, you're right.
how to make it interesting. It's not like otherwise. Listen, if I'm going to listen to you,
Hmm.
why shouldn't I just have read everything you said? The messenger is all about reading. There are people who are not giving such a powerful message, but we like their messenger, so we like what they say. And but if there was somebody who didn't like and they said keep water clean, you don't care about them because you find them as a disgusting human being. And there
Yes,
are
it's like
many
the
people,
comedian.
and there are people, that turn you off,
True.
from musicians to politicians. Oh my God, they're just like ugly. And when they're ugly, you don't care. No, but that's just what it is. It is always
Yes,
the messenger because I
it's
connect
always a
with human
messenger.
beings. Yes.
So it's
And
like
when
the comedian. It's like the comedian. I thought of somebody. And I think he's awesome, very freaking talented. Let me just preface that. But Chris Rock, for whatever reason, he doesn't do it for me. I know he's really funny. He's very funny.
you don't like him, and so you don't really like his stuff. I mean, it's like, I knew Robin Williams, so when he speaks, it's a different thing. But people say, "Oh, I love him." You're not telling me about his comedy so much. It's a fact that we're speaking now public speaking.
Mm,
We're speaking that when you get on stage, when do we start judging you? Before you speak or when you start speaking?
when you start speaking.
Wrong. Oh my God.
I'm getting an F on this.
God.
Holy cow. I need to
Disagreeing.
be trained
No.
by you,
Okay.
Bernard.
Okay. Wait a second. Are
Well, if
you
I'm in
telling
the
me?
audience, how am I going to even judge someone that I haven't seen on stage yet?
Okay. It's humanly impossible for you to see a woman come out and not have any feeling about her at all. Oh, she's pretty. Oh, she's charming. Oh, she's sad. You're always judging. That's what we do as humans. It's not
Right.
possible. Like, I'm not looking. Let's say
Okay.
something
Okay.
very
Yes.
funny looking. That's going to be in the part of it. We'll see what happens after. Let's say somebody's gorgeous, like you're not seeing that, or some
No.
guy is there. You're always looking.
Yes.
We're always looking. It's impossible not to look. So you're judging the person. If they come out and they have this great energy, you go like, "Oh, I like this person," and then they start talking. But the idea is that you are judging every second. You're
Oh,
judging
yes. 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 As soon as you see them. You're
as
right.
soon as you see
You're right.
everybody, anybody. As soon as you see your husband. Are you married? I don't know if you're married. Are you?
I
No.
am married and I can't stand when he wears all black when he's
Right.
not, when he's
Very,
casual.
you see? So all of a
See?
sudden you comes in and he has a look and you're like, okay, what's going on? So it's the idea that you're judging because that's what we do as human beings.
That
We're
is true.
not judgmental, we're judging. And so I have a child and she's like sitting there, how are you? Fine. I go, what's the matter? Fine. And I realize things are not fine. We're judging people all the time. And if I
100%.
fall over, you're not saying I'm not judging him. No, like you're going to call the police if you're
Yeah.
not all that. So it's always the messenger is more important. I mean,
I
the
love that.
message is good, but there's no message unless you're going to talk about here's the cure of cancer, then I don't care what you can be a donkey speaking. But messages are your messages. You also have to think about how are you going to say something that's never been said before? That's a
Mm,
thing.
something unique, something different.
Yeah. Well, yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
So
Something.
it sounds like there's so much behind the scenes that people don't realize when it
Well,
comes
no, they
to
don't
getting
know
on
because
stage.
that's what performance, a great performer, a great speaker is something that you learn. It's something you learn. So it's a great speaker is somebody that you have to learn, and you have to
Absolutely.
know how to do it. And that's what I teach people who are very good speakers. The people that I usually get are people who are dynamic speakers, but they want to be the world's best. And they want to learn about how to connect because people don't know how to love themselves, how to connect to their passion, how to connect to what makes them unique, what's special about you. And so I ask my people, what are three things that are special about you? What qualities do you bring? Because now there's a performance. And a performance you're speaking. Otherwise, just send them an email.
Absolutely. I love that you say what do you bring to the table? I always start with that as well, is understanding what you have, what do you contribute towards? Because you
Well,
mentioned
right. A
earlier,
lot of people
loving
don't even
yourself.
know. They don't
They don't
know.
even know.
But that's why a mentor can take you to a place within yourself that you could never go by yourself. It is humanly impossible
Mm.
to work on yourself. When he says I'm working on myself, how can you work on yourself?
What are you
No,
doing?
because Einstein said the person that creates the problem can't solve the problem
Can't solve the problem.
because they are the problem. So when people look in the mirror a lot of times, they don't see the beautiful thing that I see. They go like, "Oh, I'm not good. I'm overweight." They see what's wrong. I happen to see what's right. The audience wants to see what's right. They're not into your therapy. They just want you to get out there. But once they have a good feeling about somebody, it opens them up to the message.
To
And
the
that's
actual
a
message.
message issue, how to structure it, how to make it interesting, how to tell the story, how to do something that will capture them in your specific way. But it's definitely the messenger. There's no question. If somebody comes out like this, you're half dead, then you go, okay. And then
Right.
obviously that's going to be fine. But someone comes out with a lot more passion and emotion, you'll connect with
They're
them.
the winner. They're the winner each time.
Well,
It's
they're going to
never,
be,
yes.
yeah, because that's what I just came back from talking to 5,000 business people who are all real estate guys. And one of the things that people have to do is they have to raise money. And aren't you judging people by who they are? Aren't you judging if you think they're honest or not? Their humanity is very important. And so I want to work
Absolutely.
on people's humanity because you judge that. That's why you go back to that restaurant because you like the waitress. That's why you
Exactly.
go shopping because you like the sales lady. There's not like, oh, just any sales lady. You're a people person because you're human.
It's all about the experience. I love that. So, doing what you do, what
Yes.
got you into the performance aspect of it? Like, what was that pivotal moment in your career that you said, this is what I want to do? This is how I want to empower people?
You're talking about, well, I would say that I was training some of the best actors, and I had a business person come about 18 years ago
Okay.
to my class and say, I need you to train my entire team with what you're talking about. And they were selling, they had 20 minutes to go in to convince a company to use their money. You know, certain companies have money that they have to present to use. They
Okay.
use companies' money and they invest it in different places. And they have 20 million, they have 20 minutes to get sometimes 200 million in pensions
Oh,
and
wow.
that are
Very little
invested.
time.
Yeah, very little time. And then my people started taking off, and that got me into it. And then I realized, wait a minute, the reason you feel uncomfortable because standing up in front of people is not normal or natural. There's nothing natural about it.
It isn't.
And also, there's another rule about if you will never, you're only great at what you love. I need to take you
Mm,
not loving public speaking to making public speaking your superpower. Because one of the rules of life is you're only great at something you love. There's no one here or in the audience or anybody listening to me who can tell me they're brilliant at something that they don't love.
that they
Because
don't love.
love, you go all past your limitations. When you love it, you're willing to do something. You spend hours. When you love that husband of yours, you'll go 3 hours, 3 days, whatever. Now, if you don't love it, you just kind of learn the basics. So I have
True.
to teach you how to love public speaking and realize what you're going to give and what not what you're going to get. You're more concerned what you're not interested in the message enough. Because if
Mm,
giving, you're not nervous. When you're concerned about the giving, you're not thinking about fears and doubts. You're only thinking about fears and doubts because you're thinking about you, which is
because you're
normal.
thinking
The same thing. Everybody, there's nobody that just gets up and is brilliant. There isn't, doesn't exist like that.
they go inside their
Like
head and, or what have you.
people that I know are trained. I mean, it's
Absolutely. So it sounds like you've been doing this for a long time and you've coached so many amazing Hollywood actors and
yeah.
even business entrepreneurs and business owners. What happens when Bernard is having a day? Like we're all emotions. We go into different emotions throughout our day. What keeps you being in that rock star mindset? And what do you do when you've had a
Well,
challenge?
I think that what I do is dance is a shortcut to happiness.
I love that
Dance
dance.
3 times a week. I do Zumba lessons. Dancing,
Oh,
you cannot dance and be sad.
no, you cannot. I love
No.
dancing.
So that's what I do. I was a professional dancer. I danced on Broadway. And so if I feel down, I'll dance. I'll put on some music. I'll recognize that I need to get myself in the right space. Some days, and of course I have children who make me laugh so much. If I'm with them,
Oh,
they're great. Then I go to Rome, have Roman Italian food, makes me happy. I try to think of what would make me happy because some days I do wake up and it's not like things are you're feeling blue. But you have to
right.
realize that you have to get into a peak performance, which is what happens when you're performing on stage. You have to warm.
Mm,
Nobody comes onto a Broadway stage without having warmed up, focused, dancing. It's all about working out and warming up for the event of the day.
Yes. That's funny. I tell my team, even Meg that you met here earlier, I'm like, let's get some music on, let's
Yeah.
dance, let's get into that state because we're about to do some recording or whatever it is that
Right.
we're
No, no, no. The
doing.
idea is that absolutely. I mean,
Yes.
happiness is something you have to work on because if you don't do anything, sadness is coming your way. But happiness
Yes.
is something you have to work on. It's not like I came to your house yesterday and I said, "Hi, I'm here for the party." And you said to me, "What party?" I said, "I'm here for the party." I said, "I didn't plan a party." I go, "Well, that's the problem. You don't plan a party, there's no party. Most people, if you plan nothing, it's always going to be sad. Sad is kind of a normal, quiet state. Your job is to get yourself out of that by doing
Mm,
certain things,
by
going
doing
certain
and
places,
planning.
by being around certain people. Happiness, we have happy hour even. I mean, only you can be happy an
They
hour,
even made
but
happy hour.
it's like happy hour. The rest of it, you have to be sad. No, the idea is that most of the time, lives are not interesting enough, and you need to create fun and travel. And that's what I tell people to do: travel, meet people, have relationships, go out there and meet different types of people, have a
Yes.
exciting, because I would find that exciting public speakers also have exciting lives. They're
Have
traveling.
exciting lives. They're
They're
busy. It's about,
they're doing
yes,
things. They're like living life. Otherwise, you cannot be more exciting than you are in life. So,
absolutely.
I mean,
I
who I
love this so much. So I want to end with two questions, but first
yes.
one, what would you tell somebody right now that potentially is looking to either go bigger on their business or just maybe feeling like giving up? What would advice would you give them?
If anybody can stop you, it's not for you. That's number one. If you're like thinking like, oh, you know what? Because it's obviously not something you're born to do. Because I've had things up and things down, but this is what I'm born to do. I mean, it's you're not just changing. Even if you like got a divorce, what? You're now going to not date anybody again. I mean, the idea is that it takes courage. And there's two types of people: people who are afraid and do something, or people just afraid. That's all.
Mm,
And so the first thing I have to say is, what do you mean you're giving up? But you have to think of something that really sparks you. It's like if all
yes,
of a sudden you were selling, I don't know, carpets and you don't like that, then it's not for you. But there
it's
are
not for
people
you.
here in LA that sell carpets for thousands and they love it. See, you're only great at what you love. And so
Yes.
I always say, until you love the life you have, you cannot have the life you want.
Oh,
You
I'm
need
gonna
to
post that
love
on my
the
forehead.
life you have. You cannot
Yes,
have the life you want. So I would say, first of all, be thankful and grateful for what you have. You're always looking
I
at
love
what's wrong,
that.
and that's obviously a wrong thing. You're thinking the wrong way.
You're
You have to
thinking the wrong
realize
way.
that you need to be also around people that inspire you.
Hmm.
In you.
Your environment
Well,
determines
no, your
so much.
environment. You have to be the person that inspires people with kindness and goodness to restore the faith in others. That's what I like to do.
I love
Make
that.
the day so great, give so much that people go like, well, yeah, I guess this life is still worth living. Yeah, be the person you're looking for.
I love that. Oh my gosh, your energy is just vibrating right now. I know a lot of people listening.
Yes.
You are not only in for a real treat because you've listened to this episode, but if you want to get access to Bernard and go to one of his seminars that I've heard is absolutely next level, where could they find you, Bernard?
Well, I have something called a website. They're very
Okay.
popular. Heard about these?
They are.
I thought, hey, it's bernardhiller.com.
There's
And or you can email me bernard@bernardhiller.com. Uh,
okay.
that's
Look at
pretty
that
simple.
personal attention. He just gave you his personal email address.
You know, the
The link
email,
will be
it
below.
comes down to my team.
Yes,
We
of
we are
course.
very happy to meet with you and see what we can do and structure something that's just right for you, something that sets you free. But we have to recognize that it's all about inner work first, because
Yes,
passion and the energy you have is what you can give. And I want to make sure you understand the value, because some people are confused. They've
they
forgotten what
are.
value is and they're just promoting something. But one of the things about a product is that we're a product as well, and you need to love the product. And you're the
Absolutely. I love that. Looks like you go underneath the hood to discover and customize what it is that lights their
absolutely.
heart on fire.
Absolutely. Find what's stopping them. I talk about different things like negative habits and why people have it. And I do have a whole technique how to get rid of that, how to
I
get
love
rid of
that.
the negative habits. Because I think that we are born, kids are unstoppable. At the age of 4, you think you could do anything. At the age of 8,
Yes.
half of the kids think of it. And then slowly everything's taken away from you. And I need to
Yes.
bring you back because one of the secrets I want you to know is never grow up because no future getting old. Old people don't accomplish anything. Stay young.
People
Stay
never.
young. Because if you're
Yes.
young, everything is possible. But if you're older, you're like the grandma. Be careful. Don't cross the
Be
street.
careful. Don't do this. Play
Yeah.
it safe.
No.
I love that. Your energy is the next level. Thank you so much, Bernard. I'm so honored. And I know people are going to be going crazy, excited because the energy you bring and the things that you mention is just it's unreal. And you've accomplished so much and you've helped millions of people worldwide, even through your coaching and everything that you do. And so thank you for all that you do and the amazing
Thank you.
work. I hope you enjoyed this episode with Bernard Hiller. I sure did. I got such tidbits. I'm so glad that I have this recording because I couldn't even make enough notes. Whether you're a speaker or looking to be a speaker, or you're in sales or just a business owner, whatever you're doing, it's all about who you are, how you show up. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and make sure that you subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because you want to make sure that you get notified for any future episodes coming your way.